Hey peeps, Pickle16 here on Super Mario 64 bloopers. SMG4 joins the YTR. Okay, you can pretty much guess from the title that Sama 3 is in it. Well, yeah, the concept's pretty obvious. He joins the YTR. Woohoo! Starman is the sane one in these videos, keep in mind. I'm not angry at the one in these videos because he's a character. He's not the person. The actual person is just fanboying over SMG4 joining his group, even though he never talks. Ever in any group, like, at all. Maybe, like, once every 2 months, but that's never, that never happens. Okay? It's hardly a thing. So, if he ever joins a Skype group, don't expect him to talk. And YTR is a Skype group, technically. Remember about the fact that this world also has facets of unintelligentness, but it is not completely idiotic. Unlike the newer videos where everything is an idiot because memes. Because memes have just infested the internet now. You might as well make crappy stuff, not crappy ones. Spaghetti is not that kind of word. The stuff you make. Also, yes, bloopers are machinimas. In technicality, bloopers are actually the outtakes of a video that didn't go so well. That's what a blooper is. A machinima is any kind of story created by video game kind of graphic style. Doesn't matter if it's comedic or not, doesn't matter if you don't like it, it's still machinima. You don't call something what it isn't if you don't like it, even if you don't like it. This build up. This is also 2012, so keep in mind about that. I like this scene too much. Yeah, people at the time. People! Also, I have no idea who this specific person is. So much masking. Remember, like I said, that SM3 is supposed to be the sane one, so he's not as idiotic as Mario is. It's again doing the thing that he's not going to do anyway. Mario technically in SM3's canon was never a part of the YTR either, so I guess that makes sense. Yeah, this wasn't custom done for the video. I think it was from an earlier video. One of his earlier videos. Sama 3's earlier videos. Trust me, Mario, you would not want to join that. It's funny because he likes spaghetti. Remember, like I said, that he also eats other things aside from spaghetti in this version of the canon. In the newer one, he doesn't eat anything at all aside from spaghetti, which is weird and it doesn't make sense. Like, wouldn't he just enjoy food and then just go after food? It's fine that he likes spaghetti the most, but he also needs to enjoy other things as well. Even if they're not particularly good, it would give him more of a variety, like, oh, cookies, oh, chili, like one thing and then like another. More variety instead of spaghetti, spaghetti, spaghetti all the time instead of nothing. Okay, you don't know what the story about this is, and I didn't know for a very long time either, but the GD word is goddammit, and why didn't SM3 want anyone to say it? It wasn't an SM3 thing, it was actually Enzo, because for a very long period of time, I know Enzo has religious ties, but for some reason he would not allow anyone to say that word or use God's name in vain because of that. And this was a very long period of time where this happened. It even happened while I was around, and I never questioned it until fairly recently, until it stopped. It was actually Illis who helped snap Enzo out of the mindset of that word, because IMHO, it was a really dumb rule and, you know, should never have been referenced. Kids. There's a video that he made, a randomness video that he made that correlates to this fact. Yeah. It also helps the irony in SMG4's case because, oh dear, it's a thing here. Oh, and Captain, yes, is a kid, so that would also not help his case either. I never understood because I thought that Captain was like, oh, he's just a random guy. But I never realized he was a kid until I actually watched Idiotic Man 3's videos. So what do we know about the plot so far? Essentially, SMG4 got invited to YTR. Mario wants to join it. The humor of SMG4 shines through generally very well in this video. Pay attention to the fact that this video has had no Gmod thus far. Aside from that garbage can, but that was obviously a garbage can, so that needed it. LOL. Mario doing that also helps, you know, he's humorous. I love that so much when the model will just freeze in that frame. I like this so much. By the way, that's the same clone code from the earlier bloopers. I feel it's used much better here. I feel it's used much better because of their stop motion like nature, where they will only copy a specific part of the animation. In SM3's case, he tried to make them actual people and it didn't really work out, and especially since so much lag happened and all that, or choppiness. Here, it actually fit better. I really like that, this use of it. It's so simple yet so complex at the same time, or more deep. I don't want to say complex because complex means a lot, and it's not too much. Just has a bit of depth. Oh yeah, I'm not up to the 2012 videos yet, but Mario Star was a user and is a person. I'll talk about it when I get to the actual Super Mario 64 bloopers, when I get up to him. Because he's a blooper 40 person. By the way, why would Mario destroy YTR? Because with Mario's randomness, he would destroy the group. They weren't particularly fond of spam and or annoying kinds of things. So, that's why it wasn't necessarily a good thing to have that kind of thing happen. I don't think I need to explain why that's funny. Also, keeping the members current and consistent is good. I don't know about consistent because you've seen like 3 members in the whole time, or 4 or 5. These are pretty much traced color codes. They're not exactly the same. Because if we're going to pan back to Matt, he's got yellow in his color code. His old color code even had the orange. So these are all traced from his videos. Now this fits in with Matt's humor because Matt is known for the kind of ironic humor that is good enough in generalistics. I mean, that's kind of the reason I still technically have him as a Skype contact today. He was and is a great friend. And was great for that reason. During this time, I'm sure he was similar. I'm not bothered here because this is SMG4's channel, not Starman 3's. Starman 3 overused this song to ridiculous degrees with too much spin. SMG4 is a different case. I'm sure he's used it before, but not to the degree that Starman 3 did with Scatman and this song. Yeah, I have no idea who he is, and I think he's gonna appear in a Starman 3 video, but Cyan and Green, I have no idea. The black guy is, Zambu.
How about new? Rocket launcher.
Remember, this is a scene that we're supposed to be threatening with a gun, but it's also because of a silly reason, because Mario doesn't want to get in the group, so, you know, it's funny because of the circumstances that don't really mean much. YouTube, I hate you. I think this has happened even back when I was originally watching it too, so it might also be a rendering issue. Might keep that in mind. And SM3 in these videos is sane. Even with the take Luigi, not me, he's still sane. The most sane one in these videos. That's why I like it. In fact, I think I can sympathize more with the character in these videos than I can the actual person. You have no idea how much he plays Super Mario 64 from beginning to end. So that would probably make sense. Into the fourth dimension because references. Dementia was the villain in that, and Starman 3 saved the world in that once again because cameos mean so much to the world. Probably a better use of the slow motion mode than he will ever do in his own videos. Even though it's one of those stereotypical, can I join now? Can I join now? Can I join now? And every single response is no, 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 no. He would look like Luigi. You already have a mustache, so that's kind of a badly worded sentence. Remember that this world with authority figures tends to have people who seem to be idiotic? I guess it makes sense that he'd think of himself as SMG4 because, like I said, SMG4 is inactive. A lot. Again, trace because the blue is not exactly the same. Remember that he's also inactive, like I said, so he'd never really pay attention to Ask SM3 for these color codes because the guy's a douchebag! So, of course they'd all be traced. This blue is not the blue that is the color code actually. I know I have the actual color code and the blues are way different than that. It's kind of those contemplating things like, you know, you're the actual person, meanwhile stuff. It kind of makes sense that Mario Dillon's doing this because Mario Dillon's a kid, like I mentioned in one of the Starman 3 videos. I think it was Roblox Goes Crazy 22. Don't hold me to that one. It kind of makes sense. It's like a love-hate relationship. I guess it makes sense that he'd be here now, but you know, he's fairly inactive too, at least around this time. And it will be much better than YouTube Rangers ever will be. Please. See y'all, have a good day, peace, and I'll see you in Super Mario 64 bloopers, The Imposter. See y'all, have a good day, peace.